The new patch is here, and even though we have some cool content, there's a lot of people not liking it for various reasons. So in this video I'm gonna go through all the content we've gotten and seeing what parts are good, what parts are bad, and you can tell me of course what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi or Patreon to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live, and let's get into it. So here we have the entire patch, but I'm gonna go through everything as well as one by one. The first thing I want to go talk about are the positive things, because there's a lot of negative things that I personally don't like, and I don't want to, just be completely negative, okay? So we're gonna start with the good things. The new patch rewards are awesome. The new Wizard's Vault is great. It has so much stuff to do. The new little place where you go in to get your starter kits, the new room is awesome. The new workload is okay. The dog bench is awesome. The new weapon set is great. Leggings, new hairstyle, new faces, new black line set with a great spear. Thanks to, you can see it right here, it's absolutely beautiful. The new legendary, making a lot of the content in the actual game completely more relevant, making amalgamated gemstones better to farm, making rifts in Secrets of the Obscure better to farm. I actually have a huge video that I did today talking about all these changes and how this one legendary has made the entire game way more relevant and way more fun to farm around everything. There's a lot of quality of lives. There's a lot of quality of life in this patch as well, for this kind of stuff. Convergences, getting more rewards as well, making you be able to get insane amount of very cool weapons, and indeed also infusions. I think that's absolutely great. There's so many cool things about that. Even the raid having new weapons as well, absolutely great. They're very beautiful, and I really like this set. I think it's cool how they, how the little waves move around. There's so many cool stuff. There's so much cool new rewards, new cool stuff in this regard. I think it's a very good patch in this regard. The raid is beautiful. This new map entirely is absolutely great. It's big. It has a lot of nooks and crannies that you can go explore. He has Snebzor here on the bottom as a little slug. I think that's actually awesome as well. One of the basicest Twitch streamers and very good person and great content creator is here, of course. I think that's awesome. The bosses are very fun, very well designed, and I'll talk about a little bit of the problems I have with the raid later on, but overall it's a very good adjustment, a very cool, very new, very good new type of content. The Convergence is also pretty fun. I'll talk about my problems with that one as well later on, but the content is fun, it's great to do, and it's rewarding as well. The legendary also looking great, and a good way of making gold as well. It looks nice. I think a lot of people like it, and the way of upturning it is also kind of nice, making you be able to actually not only go and do stuff and get good materials, but also having to actually play the game and the expansion. I think that's absolutely great as well. But that's about it. That's everything I have to say in terms of positives. In terms of negatives, well, there's a good amount. First, the story. The story, not very fun, okay? The story is not that bad. I did kind of not really pay that much attention because I kind of get bored. It's not that many chapters. Let me relog into my character that actually did it. There's not many chapters, and it's almost everything just talking. And I think it's important to remember what we wanted in Secrets of the Obscure, to get more beautiful dialogue, to get invested into the characters. But honestly, I get it, but only 3 chapters where everything is just talking, that's not very fun, okay? Not a lot happens either. It's just sitting there waiting for people to talk, and you can lose your, you're gonna lose interest very fast. And of course, the only part where you actually end up fighting something is at the end, where you fight the same things you will fight in the raid and the Convergence, the same bosses in the same way. So hey, you already did this. Now you're doing it in a more boring way. I don't think that's very good, right? I don't think it's very good, and I don't think it's. I just, man, back in the day we would have so much cool stuff, so much better type of stuff. Even in instances that some people didn't even really like, had a big, huge bosses. The city of Panur is so big. It's it actually feels like an adventure. Just this little instance is so big. It takes 30 minutes just to go through everything. It's engaging, even if you don't guys like the character like Bram or Tommy. It's an engaging adventure to go around getting into this forbidden city. It's super cool. This new adventures, this new story is just not that. It's just not that at all, and it's kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I understand that they can't do everything. They kind of have to stop themselves and not do as much as they did before because of the situation of the game and what they actually want, a new expansion every year. But they have to find a middle ground, and it has to be better than this, because this is just not enough. I don't think it's just not enough for story players to actually have fun. And I'm not gonna lie, if you don't like raids in this patch, you're not gonna have fun. This is the only part that is actually good in the game. But there you go. Next, the raid and the converters. Now, I did say that they were actually pretty fun, and I would agree with this, but they're way too hard. Specifically, the raid is way too difficult, and it really surprises me because, well, I went with a pug. I did it by myself. It was very fun to do, but the amount of coordination you require, the amount of strategizing that you require, is way too difficult for a pug. I understand that once you actually understand the strategy and see how this actually works, it's way easier to execute. But the truth is that they said, and they said this because I have it right here, they said, and I quote, let me just get in here and show it to you, in the news, in the raid part, they say, and I quote, "We have designed the normal mode of the raid to allow pickup groups and more casual raids to chance a success." And I agree with this idea, because the main reason why raids didn't work last time was because they were too hard. People that were not good at the game, they wouldn't be able to actually go there and do them. And this meant that actually investing into a raid as arena made no sense, because no one would play it, and all that effort that they put in is worthless. But this is too hard. This is gonna happen again. Nobody's gonna go play this raid. It's too difficult. The players that are actually raiders, I think they will play it and they will enjoy it because it's good, it's well designed. But all of that, it's just not gonna happen. And I know you're gonna say, well, the Convergence should be that way, and I get it, and it is. But at the end of the day, there's no reason why not to have an easy mode in the new raid. Why do we not have one version that is like a normal strike from Soto or from EOD? Why is this so hard? We have 3 difficulty settings. We have normal, we have CM, and we have legendary mode. Why do the first 2 bosses not have a legendary mode? We could have the normal being super easy, just like Ura, by the way, because Ura is actually maybe a bit too hard, but still way easier than the other 2. Weird, because it's the last boss, by the way. I don't know why they would do it that way, but whatever. But I bet the reason why they did it that way is because Ura has a legendary mode. So the legendary mode is very hard. The CM is okay difficulty, probably like what Greer and Decima are. And then the normal mode, well, they have to go 1 step down, so of course it's super easy. But of course, because Greer and Decima don't have a legendary mode, the CM has to be very hard, and the normal mode has to be kind of hard, because we can't make it too easy because we don't have a normal and mid version, so like that. It's not good. Make 3 settings. Make 3 settings. 1 is super easy, 1 is okay, and actual kind of something that you can pug, but also you have to progress a little bit. And then the CM, the legendary mode, is super hard. Why not? Why didn't you do this? I thought we actually got this lesson. I thought we learned it. What happened? I don't understand. And you can't tell me it's too much effort to do it. What do you mean? You can just make the legendary mode have more health or more damage, and that's fine. Like, it's not that difficult. And if you want to invest into raids, you have to do it. You can't make the same mistake as before. Otherwise, just don't do it. Just do open world, and that's it. Maybe this is just my own thing, but I don't think it's the correct way of doing it. And I'm really pissed off that they did it this way. Now, the Convergence. I also have problems with the Convergence. The Convergence is very fun, but why did we get only 1 boss? Why do we only have Decima? I don't understand. I read in one of the posts that maybe we're gonna get a Greer, because they kind of say like, hey, Decima and Greer are gonna be in the God's One release, but a 3rd boss is gonna come in a later date. Well, we have only been able to fight Decima, not Greer at all. Maybe it's next week, even though they never done this. It's always been 2 in a rotation. I don't know why it would be 1 in a rotation. It makes no sense, but whatever. But even then, why wouldn't we get Ura 2? Why don't we get the 3 bosses that we got in the raid inside of the actual Convergence? It feels like they're just stretching the content for no reason. Like they're like, oh man, we have nothing for next patch. Fuck, what are we gonna do? I guess just get one of the ones that we got for this patch and just move it there, so they have something to work forward to. What? No, give us the 3 bosses that you obviously have ready. Give us to them so we can actually do something for 3 months that we have to wait for the next thing. I don't understand why wouldn't you do this? I just don't get it. Fighting Decima over and over again has been so, I mean, no, the fight is fun, but Jesus Christ, at some point it's gonna get boring, okay? Like, it's just gonna get boring. Also, they said, hey, you know, we're gonna have every time we do the new Convergence, the story is gonna be different because the details are gonna be different. It's gonna feel good and new and whatever. No, just because there's different types of like red circles that appear. Sometimes they're like little dust tornadoes, and sometimes they're like electric circles that attack you, or fire circles that attack you. Like, that doesn't do anything. It's the same boss, it's the same Convergence, it does the same thing. Why? It's just, I feel like it's kind of disingenuous. Like, if you go and read the actual post here in the bottom, it's just such, the Tokyo is such a difference when the bosses, when Decima, it works the exact same way than it does in the raid. It just has more of the mechanics and they do less damage. That's about it. But they do the same attacks. Like, look at this. For those who have battled Greer and Decima in raids, you recognize some of their attacks and their new Convergence. Although they've been tailored for the 50-player experience, built specially for Convergence encounters, these bosses will have distinct strategies. No, they won't. And adapted abilities. No, they won't. They're the same one. This happened more times because obviously we have more people, and they do less damage because obviously we're not going to be able to coordinate. The new strategy is to, hey, deal less with these mechanics or ignore them more. That's not a strategy. I don't know why they would talk to it like this. Like, it's such a misrepresentation of what it actually is. Maybe the legendary mode will be super different, but that's in 3 more months. That's so long. I don't agree with the representation of this, and I think that we kind of got led a bit astray about what they actually meant with these convergences. They're so fun, but it's not enough to keep us ready for 3 months, man. I just don't agree with it at all. Also, and I know this is kind of a me thing, but I absolutely hate it so much that I made a Reddit post. I hate the fact that whenever you get the supply in the Convergence and you go in your workflow, which has a speed boost, by the way, you have to move and stop yourself every time, because otherwise the supply stops working and it gets caught and you can't go again. Like, you gave me a speed buff to go faster so I can go and get the supply faster to where I want to go. Why is he cutting? Like, I feel like I have to do this. I do like, I'm speeding like fucking Sonic, and I'm like, like, it's so, why? I just want to run. I have the buff. I want to run with my workload. It's super fun to do it. Let me run with my workload. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. I don't know why it pisses me off so much, but it does, okay? I just don't get. Well, they make one thing that could be so fun into something so annoying. Why? Why? Well, whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. It just very annoys me. It just annoys me so much. Regardless, that's the problems I have with the Convergence and the raid. Next one, Masteries. Wait, my bad. Sorry, Mastery. We got 1 Mastery, okay? And it's nothing. It doesn't exist. Homesteading, adept handiwork crafting. Unlock the ability to use a new adept spell crafting recipes. Gain the ability to purchase legendary components from Deft Lar. It's a mastery that unlocks you be able to buy an item that you need for the legendary. That's it. This doesn't exist. This is not a mastery. This is just, hey, we promise you masteries. Here's a pretend one because we have nothing else for you. So now you're locked behind this mastery to be able to make your legendary. That's not a mastery. That's not fun. That's nothing. That's nothing. Don't lie. Okay, if you don't want to give us masteries, or you don't know what to do, don't tell us that we're gonna get one in the actual masteries roadmap. Like, now, I'm not gonna expect anything for the mastery updates here. There's not, like, it's just also, updates? This is just one, okay? Like, I don't, I don't know. I think it's stupid. Like, Just tell us. If you can't do it, just don't tell us we're gonna do it. Okay, I don't know what to say. Next and last thing, and this one kind of hurts me a little bit. And I'm not that much of an expert on this topic, but I've heard very horrible things about it. So I'm gonna talk about it anyways. I might actually make a big video about all of these things, particularly all of them. You know, a review of the raid, a review of the Convergence, and the one I'm gonna talk about next, which is the World vs. World changes. Nobody likes this ones. I've seen my chat, I've talked to people that know about this, that play a lot of World vs. World. No one is happy about this. There's Reddit posts and Reddit posts about how this is horrible. The new gizmo, it's cool, it's awesome. Hey, you can get for a lot of currency, you can get a decoration gizmo that, you know, you can use. The decoration gizmo, what am I talking about? A blueprint gizmo that you can use for any blueprint at all forever. That's pretty cool. But everything else is horrible. Okay, the sentry, it's completely bugged. I'm not gonna say how, but it is bugged, and people are abusing it to do very horrible stuff in World vs. World. There's other types of blueprints that are also bugged, and they're doing horrible things in World vs. World. The actual changes to the game don't really work. The sentry doesn't really do anything positive for scouting. If anything, it makes roaming harder. The change to Lord has made roaming increasingly difficult, insanely hard. Even though alliances already made this hard, they take forever to actually die. And of course, at that time, I mean, like, why do you even roam at this point at all? Like, the only way to play this game now, it's just by surging with like multiple people in a guild. Otherwise, you're just there's nothing you can do, right? That's so bad. Like, not everyone can get into big groups. Not everyone has the connection. Sometimes you just want to chill out and play a little bit for 20 minutes and then leave. But now you can't do that anymore. The Zodiac change makes it so nothing ever upgrades either. Like, I've heard a lot of people actually coming in and saying like, hey, my keep we have gotten the keep for like 8 hours and we still don't have a waypoint. What is even the point? Like, you're never, like, it never upgrades. And you would think that they would think about how, hey, if we make the Zodiac slower, of course, this means that, you know, the upkeep, the keeps are gonna, and the towers are gonna upgrade later. Well, apparently they didn't, because it's just not working at all. And whenever I heard what they wanted to do, it made sense on paper, but the execution is just not here. And I think that's the biggest problem here in World vs. World, and every change they make. The idea is correct. What you want to do is fine, but the way you're doing it is just not working at all. And it seems like we're just in, you know, every change is like a beta change, and we're like, guys, this is not gonna work. And they're like, okay, but like, let's see it though. And then they put it in, and we're like, guys, it's not working. And they're like, okay, well, let's just do this instead so we can fix it. And like 2 weeks in, because we already shipped it. So like, if you don't know what you're doing, just wait. We can wait a little bit. Don't ruin the game mode. And then be like, well, I guess we have to fix it again. You need to know what you're doing. And I understand it's not easy. I get it. And I know, and I'm happy that you guys are going in and trying your best to make the game mode better. But you need to be careful. Okay, because this just keeps happening, and I hate having to be the guy that said the alliances were gonna be awesome and gonna fix the game, and now they're not. And every patch is just worse. I don't know. It's very frustrating, and the entire patch in this way is frustrating. It just seems like we're hitting our head against the wall over and over again in the same places, and it's just so disheartening, man. As I said before, the patch is not that bad. There's a lot of good things about it. Also, I forgot. Hey, the decorations are awesome. That's also pretty cool. They're a bit expensive, and they probably shouldn't be, but they're pretty awesome. So that's great. But Jesus Christ, man. Like, if you guys want this game to continue growing and everything, you need to do a better job. You need to give us more. You need to do a better job. And I get that you guys are saying, no, we're committed to Guild Wars 2 and we're not gonna replace it with Guild Wars 3. Well, you're gonna have to show that better, because I'm not gonna lie, every patch like this, it makes me think that no, we are moving to Guild Wars 3 and we're just gonna, you know, slowly move there, and we're gonna try and keep you until there, like, which just makes me very, you know, hey, makes me sad. I still will play the game, even if they told me that Guild Wars 3 is coming in 2 years and Guild Wars 2 is gonna be abandoned. I still play the game because I love Guild Wars 2 and that's my home. But I'd rather know that at this point, because this is just, if you're gonna do that, you need to tell us, or not do this, or like, or do better, because like this is just not enough. But I don't know. Maybe I'm dooming, maybe I'm exaggerating. You guys can tell me. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. Go to my Ko-Fi to want to support me. Or Patreon. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.